B2B SaaS founders. What do I mean when I say that the customer buys their self-concept and not your product? I'm Silky Agarwal, a B2B SaaS positioning and messaging expert, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you what is customer self-concept and what role it plays in your positioning. Let's start with some familiar examples. In India, there is a bike that calls one of its product lines Rebel. There is a baby store that says it's a store for fussy moms. And there's a very well-known computer company in the world that says that its products are for the misfits. In all of these scenarios, if you notice, they are definitely positioning their product, but they are wrapping the positioning in their customer's self-concept. If their customers identify themselves with the idea of being a rebel or being a little fussy or being a misfit, then they're going to gravitate towards these products naturally. But how does this play out in B2B SaaS? Because in B2B SaaS, we are not really selling to individuals, right? We are selling to a company. And what is a company after all? A company is a group of individuals. So in these cases, what happens to the idea of self-concept? Here, self-concept turns into group self-concept. Let's understand this with a couple of relatable examples again. One of the group's idea of a group is a family. As a family, we do some purchases. Let's say we're going out to buy a car. The fact that we identify ourselves as a small family, for example, will make us buy a certain kind of car. And if we identify ourselves as a rich family, then that might make us buy a certain other type of car. Where else does a group self-concept come into the picture? Let's talk about nations. When a nation goes to election, they might identify themselves as a diverse nation. In that case, the voting choices will be of certain kind. If they identify themselves as an endangered nation, then their voting will be of a certain other kind. So now you understand that in case of when you're selling to a group, you always anchor your positioning not on the individual self-concept, but on the group level self-concept. So when it comes to B2B SaaS, a group level self-concept is always at a company level, not at a persona level of, let's say, a job title or a certain level of function or seniority. It's always at a company level because they are taking the decisions as a company, as a business. And in these cases, it's not always a good idea to pick an industry vertical or a revenue size and say that, okay, we are this solution for this vertical or for this SMBs or for enterprises. Because many B2B tech products are firmographic agnostic. And so in these cases, the group concept that they anchor their positioning to also has to be firmographic agnostic. So I'm going to share with you 3 examples from my own client projects where we have done this kind of positioning and it has improved marketing and sales conversions. Example number 1, in this case, we chose the group concept of complex products. So, any company where products are not very simple, there is a certain level of sophistication involved. Second example, any company which has talent-led growth model, meaning that their growth is largely a function of how huge their talent pool is. So if they have to, let's say, double their growth next quarter, they have to double their hiring this quarter. Third example is of a company where logistics are margin sensitive, meaning that in these companies, logistics has the capability to really mess up the margins. And so efficiency in logistics is non-negotiable. So you saw how in these three examples, we aligned the positioning or anchored the positioning to a group level self-concept, a company level self-concept, which was vertical agnostic and also revenue band agnostic. And that will help you position your customer. Thanks for watching.